The 2013 AMSOIL Cup is on the line and ready to go. Tess Sewell here along with Grant Langston. And Grant, it's gotta be just nerve-wracking sitting in those two-wheel drive trucks knowing the four-wheel drives are coming to bear down on you.
Well, at this point, Tess, it's not about points, it's all about the money and bragging rights. Pro 2 up front, and they know the Pro 4s are coming up behind them. One of those guys, Scott Douglas, looking cool, calm, and collected in that AMSOIL truck.
Ricky Johnson, he is in a Pro 2 for this race, not the Pro 4 that he won it in last year.
And Johnny Greaves, our newly crowned champion this year, sitting in the truck, making a couple minor adjustments.
Johnny's son, CJ Greaves, in that Pro 2 on that front line, and CJ definitely looks ready to go.
He's all ramped up, excited, and then we have Jarrett Johnson, younger brother of Jimmy Johnson. And if you look, the camera's starting to fog up. That's due to the humidity and the heat we have out here.
Chad Horde sitting on that front line in his Pro 2. Horde knows how to race this Crandon race course. Expect a great start from him. There you see the Pro 2 lineup with Chad and CJ, but Ricky Johnson, the number 7, he's racing in that two-wheel drive because he had a problem transmission going on his four-wheel drive machine.
And as we have a look at Pro 4, champions names like Greaves, McCachran, Douglas, Jenkins, so many guys that could come out and win this event. But the first thing they're going to have to do is get around that large field of Pro 2s up in front of them.
The gap between the Pro 2 start and the Pro 4 start will be 16 seconds. That means those two-wheel drive machines are going to have to get off that line as fast as they possibly can.
Oh, and Jarrett Johnson looks like he jumps the start. The green flag has not dropped, but now it has. And it's Burnham. He gets buried, and the Pro 2s are off.
Oh, 2013 AMSOIL Cup is on the way. Jarrett Johnson just got swallowed up. There you see Bryce Menzies in that Red Bull truck, and he's on two wheels.
Oh, and what a great save there in turn 1.
Pro 4's now starting. Good, clean start for all of these trucks. They're going to bear down on those Pro 2s fast.
And they need to, because they got 16 seconds to make up. They're coming to turn 1. Great start for Johnny Greaves. He's also on two wheels. And if you look at him, he's got that hand on that shift lever. That's because he is running a manual transmission gearbox, unlike some of the automatics we've seen out there.
And look at this. This is where Bryce Menzies goes up on two wheels, manages to save it. Vandenheuvel just pinging all over the back of Chad Horde.
I love seeing that. There's nothing like a driver turning left to a right-hander. As we get back to racing action, Chad Horde, he is up front there, but he has got a whole host of hungry trucks behind him.
And right behind Horde, that is CJ Greaves, the son of Johnny Greaves, chasing down that red truck of Horde. Behind him is the red truck of Vandenheuvel.
A lot of guys up front here pushing hard. This is all about bragging rights. Everyone that comes to Crandon wants to win it, and the AMSOIL Cup is the daddy of them all.
Wow, look at this. Look how close CJ Greaves has already come to Chad Horde. He is really chasing him down. And remember, if you are behind the truck, that means you are eating all of that turn. And Horde, a problem on the turn.
He ran it in a little too deep there, and it's a little slick. As we take a look at the replay, he came in deep, tried to pitch it sideways. He bicycled it up and had to back out of it.
And CJ Greaves took advantage of that mistake. He is now in the lead, but Horde is charging fast after CJ looking for the inside line.
That's the beauty of this track. It's so fast and so wide, multiple lines. Look at these guys going side by side at almost 90 miles an hour into this section. As we take a look back on the onboard here, and we see the Red Bull truck of our 3-time defending champion, Bryce Menzies, getting in the mix. All the Pro 2s up front at the moment.
So Menzies looking for a way around Chad Horde. Look at that, giving him a little tap to let him know he's there. He has already passed that red truck of Vandenheuvel and sitting in 3rd place. But so far, the number 33 of CJ Greaves in the lead on this first lap.
And you know, somewhere deep down, he got to know that Daddy is coming somewhere in the back of that field from the 2nd row. But this action is tight. You couldn't even fit a truck length between all these front 4 or 5 guys.
Horde is holding off Bryce Menzies so far, but remember, Bryce Menzies is the Pro 2 champion in torque, and he is going to be coming hard, looking for that inside line on Horde.
And Menzies gets alongside. They make contact, but does not have the drive out of that turn. as they come down this foul section here before they have to get on those binders. Really hard for this tight left-hander.
And this is where Horde had the problem on the last lap on two wheels. Doesn't have the same problem there, but Bryce Menzies is chasing him down so close. If he makes any mistake, Menzies is just going to go straight through.
Well, it's still kind of early parts of this race. The guy's still looking for lines, searching for maximum traction, and also trying to stay out of the roost from the truck in front of them. As we see Bryce Menzies, he just off to the side, keeping that vision clean, and as he comes up the inside,
he's got it!
Better angle to the turn, and he makes it stick and takes the line away.
Oh, but does he keep it? Looks like Horde is trying to find his way through now. No, Menzies has this one on the sweeping left-hander. Chad Horde is now going to have to eat his roost. Remember, no windshields in these machines. That dirt literally flies right into the front of your helmet.
Well, like I tell people, it's almost like a barbecue grate you got on top there. It keeps the big rocks out, but you get a lot of roost. These guys going through tear-offs. So part of the thing, too, is stay out of that roost. Keep your vision clear for late in the race. As Bryce Menzies hanging that truck out, getting sideways, he's going off to CJ Greaves. These guys have some history together.
But CJ taking the advantage through that corner, and CJ Greaves very focused. He takes a lot of that focus from his father, chip off the old blocks. Remember, everyone, though, Johnny Greaves and the Pro 4 are chasing down these Pro 2s that are in the front of the race right now.
And as this track gets a little more slicker and a little more blue groove, those four-wheel drive trucks have more bite coming out of the turns. But right now, these guys just hanging it out. This track ever-changing as we see that turn, getting that shiny, slick line. That's what we call the blue groove. Flames coming out from the underneath of CJ Greaves' truck, getting sideways.
And I'm just amazed at how well CJ is driving at the start of this race. He's put a nice gap between himself and Menzies, and then another gap back to Chad Horde. Look at this young driver put that truck through its paces.
But right as you say that, Menzies is latched on. It's like he's got a tow rope, and he's not letting CJ Greaves out of his sight. Just pacing him right now. Look at these guys searching for that optimal line. Bryce Menzies now right there. That gap is almost non-existent.
This is great driving from both of these Pro 2 drivers. Remember, Bryce Menzies, the three-time champion in the Pro 2 category. CJ is the young upstart, and Menzies is taking a run.
Bryce all over the back of CJ now as they come to the back stretch of the track.
Oh, and problems for Jarrett Johnson. Looks like it's going to end his day early.
What a bummer. Younger brother to NASCAR superstar Jimmy Johnson. And that looks like it could be an oil line. That looks terminal. We'll have to see, but I'm sure his day is run. CJ, however, still coming under pressure from Bryce Menzies.
And you can see how the gap between those three drivers is staying pretty constant. This is a great drive from CJ Greaves.
He is a rookie to the Pro 2 class, but driving right now like a seasoned veteran, looking really comfortable out front.
And he certainly doesn't have to worry about roost. Look how clean that truck is. Oh, Jarrett Johnson. Oh, he's choosing not to pit, but I think that oil line is going to end his day sooner than later.
But up front, we got Bryce Menzies now putting a lot of pressure on the back of CJ. These guys going at it. They've done it all season long, and this race, one that they both want to win so dearly.
And this is the thing, Bryce already has the championship, but this is all about the win. That is the bragging rights. Bryce Menzies taking a look on every one of these turns, trying to find a chink in CJ's armor.
Right now, it actually looks like Bryce has a slight speed advantage. It looks to me almost like he's just waiting for the opportunity. Look at him, staying out of the roost, looking at line alternatives, waiting for that opportunity, because we still have a little bit of time in this race, but he's going to hound him as long as he can.
Here we go. This corner has proved a great place to pass. Again, Menzies looking for the inside, but CJ managing to hold it.
Menzies there, staying out of the roost, keeping a little tighter exit to the corner from CJ. Now here, it's just basically staying out of that roost as well. This is a foul section of the racetrack right in front of the fans. Huge crowd here this weekend.
And drifting again through this big left-hander, CJ somehow is managing to find his marks every time. And with these Pro 2s, the line in the corner so important.
Momentum on these two-wheel trucks is absolutely critical. You see how Bryce comes in that turn, almost counter-steers, turns to the right before he flicks it into the left. Gets that truck really rotated. Look at this.
Oh!
Up the inside, tighter line. He's got that power slide going.
Oh, and CJ has the speed around the outside, somehow manages to hold Menzies off again.
It looked to me like Bryce tagged the berm exiting that corner, and we see some bodywork damage. Is it anything that will create a mechanical DNF?
And of course, body panels hanging off all around this race course, but question is, any real damage now to Bryce Menzies' truck? Coming up to the hairpin, there you see the red truck of Chad Horde. He is keeping pace with CJ and Bryce. He's looking for his opportunity to make a pass.
And we've been so busy talking about this battle for the lead. You know the Pro 4s are coming.
Taking a look back up the course. Wow, that's Johnny Greaves in 4th place. The Pro 4s are bearing down on the Pro 2s, and he is coming fast.
Well, CJ, don't look in your rearview mirrors because Daddy is coming, and so is Chad, looking up the inside of Bryce Menzies, who's off the pace. Something appears to be wrong with the truck.
Looks like Bryce Menzies is out of the race, but can CJ Greaves hold off his hard charging farther? Find out when we come back. Welcome back to the 2013 AMSOIL Cup from Crandon Raceway in Crandon, Wisconsin. You're looking at CJ Greaves, the number 33 Monster Toyota, who is holding off the hard-charging Chad Horde in 2nd, and his father, Johnny Greaves, in the Pro 4 in 3rd.
How cool is that, man, to have father and son in the top 3 right now, but Chad Horde hoping to be the spoiler as they come down this back stretch. Super high speeds here, hard on the brakes. Get that truck rotated as soon as possible. Get on the throttle. Get that drive up to the start straight where you need a great run into this fast turn 1 as well.
But then you see the difference between the two-wheel drive trucks of both young Greaves and then Chad Horde, and now Johnny Greaves is in the Pro 4 truck, and it's a much different drive around the corners.
And Johnny Greaves is closing. We just saw him pull a tear off. That means he's getting some roost from the trucks in front of him, and Chad Horde stands between him and his son for the lead.
And CJ Greaves there coming out of that turn in the lead. He hopes that Horde and his father, Johnny Greaves, get to tangle a little bit, because that will allow him to pull ahead.
Well, that's what you would want if you're out in the lead, because you've got nothing to gain, everything to lose. Oh, and we see Rob McCachran with a lot of truck damage there. Either came together with someone or something, but his day is done. Huge bummer there, and look at that sunset. We've got the natural light disappearing and the artificial light coming in. This is Crandon, baby.
Oh, fantastic onboard shot there from Chad Horde's truck, and look at Johnny Greaves
close.
all over the back of that red Boss snowplow machine. How is Chad Horde going to hold off a guy with the skill of Johnny Greaves?
And Johnny goes up the inside. He wants to make this a 1-2 for the Greaves family, and I think he's got it done. Look at the roofs coming off those front wheels of that 4-wheel drive truck, side by side.
But no, Chad Horde is somehow managing to hang on. He is still ahead of Johnny Greaves. I've got no idea how Horde actually managed to hang on there.
Pedal to the metal, that's how you do it. As they touch, coming to that turn, these guys going at it, side by side. Johnny up the inside. I think he's got it done this time.
Oh, this time Johnny Greaves makes it stick on the inside, but Horde is still coming through. He's trying now for the inside line in the two-wheel drive.
He had that thing sideways, I think, 100 yards before the turn, trying to get back at Johnny, but Johnny now got his sights set on his son. What an epic battle this is shaping out to be. Father and son for the biggest trophy in off-road truck racing, the AMSOIL Cup. Here we have it. Monster Energy 2-wheel drive against the Monster Energy 4-wheel drive. Who's gonna take this?
Gotta be said, CJ there absolutely hitting his marks on every turn, but here comes Johnny again on the inside. That is where that 4-wheel drive machine really seems to excel, pulling out of the center of the corner.
He's right there, and you see him shifting through the gearbox. As they shift back down to the gearbox, look at Johnny trying to do the same thing he did on Chad a lap earlier. But CJ looks to have a better drive. He's still got about a truck length lead coming into turn one.
CJ Greaves, for such a young driver, has got such presence. He finds those lines. He finds that slick blue groove every time. He absolutely, as I said, hitting his marks on every lap, and that is the only way he will hold off his father in that Pro 4 truck.
But how cool does Johnny look behind the wheel? Look at that one-handed hand resting up there on the dash, even though these guys are working really, really hard, concentrating on everything they do. He's trying to play it cool, be smooth. The track is getting slick. It's getting a little bit drier, a little more blue groove. Throttle control on those four-wheel drives becoming also important. You can take that lower line like he's doing on the Sun. Can he make it stick? Oh, they're side by side. White flag is out. One more lap of this AMSOIL Cup. Father and son going at it. Who's it going to be?
Unbelievable. A 30-year difference between father and son, and CJ Greaves in the lead right now in a two-wheel drive truck. He is driving like an old master.
Oh, look at this. Now they're close as they've ever been this whole race. But CJ has been smart. He's carrying the outside line, keeping that momentum up, making Dad go up the inside, and he tries it again. Can he keep that truck going? CJ, side by side again. This is a carbon copy of the lap before. And a drag race into turn one, and CJ Greaves has the inside and the lead.
Look at the gap the Greaves have put onto Chad Horde in third place, just coming through now.
I think that's because Johnny is pushing his son CJ harder than he's ever been pushed before. This has got to be an epic feeling right now. CJ's got his father behind him. You know he doesn't want to get beat. Hard on the brakes in this turn.
Johnny looking for the inside again. Remember, CJ is in a two-wheel drive machine.
Oh.
Johnny's in the four-wheel drive. Oh, neck and neck coming round the corner into the final turn.
Who's it going to be? Johnny up high. Now it's a role reversal. CJ upset. Oh,
Johnny slows down.
CJ's going to take the win. How amazing is that? A side-by-side father-son finish. Could you ask for anything more? I thought Johnny was going to have him on the outside. CJ holds it on.
Johnny went a little too wide, it looked like, lost some of the forward momentum, and CJ Greaves takes the win here at the 2013 AMSOIL Cup.
Man, you got to imagine that feeling in that family right now. Congratulations to these guys. Look at that. CJ getting out of the truck. That is a happy man right there.
And when we come back, we'll hear from our 17-year-old winner of the AMSOIL Cup.
We got a third place start, worked our way up to the lead. I was watching my dad every lap. He was getting closer and closer, and they're like, it's just you and him. It's just you and him. And then they said, you guys got a pretty good gap, so we came across the line side by side. I don't know what more I could ask for.
That's your 2013 AMSOIL Cup winner, CJ Greaves.
I didn't think this would ever happen this soon, so I don't even know what to say right now.
And you can tell that's a happy man. Look at his dad over there. I don't think Johnny's ever been that excited about finishing second to anyone. But if it's your son, that's got to be a special moment.
Just a landmark race between Greaves, father and son. Take a look at these final results.
Chad Horde riding out the podium, Scott Douglas, but what about Ricky Johnson in that borrowed two-wheel drive truck? Manages to get a top 5 finish, pretty impressive.
And the AMSOIL Cup always brings out the best. Jenkins, the LeDuc family, everybody there in that solid top 10. But today, all about the Greaves family. 17-year-old CJ Greaves takes the AMSOIL Cup here in Crandon. For Grant Langston, I'm Tess Sewell. We'll see you next time.